Hello folks and welcome back. My name is Nick Dodds and I build custom WordPress websites. You can find me at WebDevDodds.ca. In this video we are going to be looking at using custom post types. So this is just another way to edit content, and it has two big advantages which I'm going to describe now. The first is it allows us to edit or add content in one location that will appear in multiple locations. So far we've looked at editing all this content from here up. Now we're going to look at editing our services. Now, of course, our services appear in an abbreviated version here, but we have more information on our services page. Much more information. Of course, though, if we rename one of our services, or if we were to add a new service, it's inconvenient to have to add it in multiple locations. And for some purposes, we might have things appear in all kinds of locations. Your contact information being one example. Sometimes people like to have it, in the navigation bar, and in the footer, and on a contact page, and on an About Us page. So rather than having to go through and make sure we've caught, when we make changes, make sure we've caught every example of that content, we can just edit it all in one location. So you see the title and the icon here are the same as they are on the home page. This is also true for the team section and for our portfolio section. The second advantage to custom post types is they allow me to design your site so that you can add new content sections that didn't exist at the time I built your site without having to get in touch with me and having me go back into the code and build a whole new section. So for example, let's say you add a new team member. Let's go to our About page and look at our team members. So you add a new team member and you want to give them the same treatment here. You want to have their name, title, and a description about them to help build that trust with your clients. Well, we can achieve that with custom post types. So now let's get into it and look at how to edit these. Since we are already on our About Us page, or the team page, let's go to that section. So you edit these by going to the appropriate menu item in the left here. These are custom made options that I will create for you, so we can create any title that you want for them, whatever's going to make sense to you. In my case, I thought team bios made the most sense for team bios. Services for services, testimonials, contact info, web technologies, portfolio items. Those are all custom post types that I've created for this website. So let's look at our team bios, and we're going to add my twin brother, Steve. So we're going to get another chance to look at creating new content here. Let me just back up there because I kind of breezed over that piece. Let's go back to team bios. So here is the bio that exists there now for myself. So if I ever want to edit something in my bio, maybe I don't want to be the chief everything officer. Maybe I just want to be, web developer. Maybe I decide I want a little less of a sense of humor. I can put that in there. I add the image like we've seen before. And we've got this new box that we haven't seen yet. It's called a Wysiwyg Editor. It is an acronym. It stands for what you see is what you get. And it works just like a Microsoft Word would work, any word processor. You're able to, bold text, italicize, create bulleted lists, numbered lists, put things in block quotes, all that kind of stuff. And I've also added a feature here that allows me to create columns if I want to. So that is all right there. And it turns out my twin brother Steve, he has all the same credentials I do. So let's just copy that to make our life a little easier. So I'm going to go back to team bios, and we're going to add a new bio for my twin brother Steve. Alright, so we're going to put his name in the title here, and his job title is butler, but he also has all the same credentials as me, and he steals my name apparently. And we're going to go ahead and publish that. I just realized something I forgot to do is to publish the change I made to my own. Look, see? Change back to Chief Everything Officer, but I want that to say Web Developer. How did I spell that? Poorly. There we go. We're going to click Update that as well. Now we're going to be able to see both those changes. Let me go to our About page. So right now, it's just got the one section. These are those web technologies that I mentioned. We're going to refresh it. Oh, and there's the new section. And look at that. I forgot to add an image, so I'll show you how to do that too. Boom, boom, boom. Go back to Steve here. See a little problem. Easy to fix. Add the image. Like I said, Steve is my twin. Update. And we'll refresh this page. Boom, there it is. So we've got it all set up so that every second section has a little color change here. It goes from that white to dark gray to help separate things. It just puts the name and the job title up here for you. And it puts the picture beside. And it gives you this space to put the text. You can make that smaller. You could turn to 3 columns if you wanted to. You could add some headings if you like. Whatever makes sense. And lastly, let's go back here. I don't want this video to go too long either. Let's take a look at our team section. So yeah, I put it in one spot, and look at that, it's added it here as well. And it's centered everything nicely, so I don't have to leave any kind of gap. Like I didn't have to leave a blank spot here for Steve to fit into. It just centers on its own. And then, you know, if unfortunately Steve isn't doing a good job as the butler, I can decide that he's got to go. I can easily just click Move to Trash. And I go back to my website. And look at that, Steve is gone. So that's the same way we add content for our services. Oops. The testimonials, I make them their own section because they don't correspond exactly to, you know, these images. So we have to block information together like that. And the same with our portfolio. I think, even though it'll take a little time here, I am just going to show you what it would look like in the portfolio section because it displays quite nicely. So you can see we've got 5 here. They're all kind of centered, laid out nicely. So what happens if we add a 6th? Let's go to portfolio items. We're going to add a new one. And this is just a fake portfolio item. And blah, blah, blah is its description. And let's give it like my long description that I had for my own bio, just to add the content there. Oh, and we almost forgot to add an image. So let's go, we'll add one of these. This is one, the website I'm the most proud of, so we'll add that image. Select the image, and we'll go ahead and publish that. Just like that, added a new portfolio item. If I refresh this page, it adds in right there. Puts in fake, the short description, and if we click on it, it'll bring us to our portfolio page. And see, we'll have a little color change, same as the other page, to help break up the content. And at the bottom here, we've got fake. Now, the image didn't appear, and the reason for that is that in these ones, I added the image into the Wysiwyg Editor here. Wysiwyg Editor is great if you're not quite sure how you want to lay out your content. If I were to have set it up so that the image appeared by itself in that section, I'd have to line up the content that way. I'd have, or you using the website, you'd have to always use that way unless you brought me back to change the code. So if there's things we're not quite sure how we want to lay things out, we use a Wysiwyg Editor, and then it's pretty simple. If I want to create, just do this, if I want to create 2 columns, go to this nice little plugin I've added here. We'll have 2 columns. All right. We will add some content there. We're going to add those columns. The content's already there for me. Click right here. We're going to add media. add the appropriate image. Oh, I realize though I need to make sure I did indeed add it properly. Yep, large is the size I wanted. Update. Update. And refresh the page here. Boom, there it is. Easy as pie. All right, so in the next video, we're going to be talking about blog posts. Should be very brief, very simple. Thanks for watching.